Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
The Maji Midibesi ethnocentric comments has been part of our body politics, and we need to deal with it. Grandpapa, a guy there, President Rawlings, what's the no so mafia beer?
BBB,
and we said this thing for what, about 10, 15 years, 20 years, and the opposition party at the time were the people now who pushing this issue. At that time, the opposition party people did not think that was an ethnocentric statement that they were making. Grandpapa, you see, these issues, what's good for the goose is also good for the gander. And what is happening with these two people now, the Progressive People's Party, yes, Ghanaians should reject them. Ghanaians should reject them because you're convenient today in your selective amnesia. So, in your selective amnesia. You condemn me. But a brand now I will propagate the same thing, is it? Now, Adrian there, or you're just, or you BBI, what do you know?
So because of Jellycope Mafia and tea,
yes,
no.
Grandpapa, that's why I said the two should be rejected. What I'm saying that they two have a history in this. They pretend they ostrich, the yeti, that's standing. Now you're doing there, or you ended that. Now where see, Grandpapa, this has been happening, and it should be condemned. But I'm saying that the Achim Mafia issue here, what is the difference between when they were saying Rawlings or also a mafia? What's the difference? Grandpapa, has it not been there? Are people now talking? Is it something new? Let me tell you, Grandpapa, this thing about in the open. When you talk to people on the street, they are saying it. Grandpapa, the average person on the street. Grandpapa, can you believe that when this issue came, many of my brothers in the NPP, called me to tell me that what is being said, they believe it is true, and that they are being sidelined. This is not me. This is what people are calling to say to me. And what I'm saying is that you have spoken.
It's true, but don't
20 minutes. I didn't utter a word. Why this?
No, you are not mentioning names, and we're now for
Chairman, this is not fair, Grandpapa. What my brother is doing, it's not fair.
Make a point, but
what I'm saying is that the two must be rejected. The two must be rejected. The two have engaged in this type of Grandpapa. Professor Doolittle, the professor, all professors were doing little. Professor Doolittle, was that not on casting on professors, a group of people who are supposed to be, they were academic but they were not implementers?
It wasn't a group of people, it was a specific reference to Professor Mills.
But when you say professor Doolittle,
no, it was a specific reference to Professor Mills.
I won't debate on that matter. So what I'm saying that people who talk about those things, they must also practice it. They must also practice it. We, the PPP, we have never made any such utterance. We will never make such an utterance. Because the Ghanaian, and I talk about the Ghanaian being at the center of development. And the Ghanaian is a representative of a people, of a collective people. And so when we talk about development, and then we begin to segregate development, and we begin to point to a people, this, that, and that, Grandpapa, we must desist from that. Because until we are all proud Ghanaians, in order to be a proud Ghanaian, you must be a proud Ewe. You must be a proud Ga. You must be a proud Ashanti. You must be a proud every group in this Ghana here. And it is the collective proudness that allows us
the collective pride.
The collective pride that allows us to be a people that holds a strong national pride. It is very important. You cannot do away with the groups, and you cannot, but you must make sure that you give due recognition to every single person, because you contribute to the development of Mother Ghana. It is in my perception that this is the way that we must go, and this is why the Progressive People's Party, we continuously say that Mother Ghana, that psychological, na me catch the agenda intimate fa one sign can. We must connect it to the developmental projects that we talk about. That touch and that feel now, you know that I'm a Ghanaian, I'm proud, I want to be associated as a guy, I want to wear the colors, I want to make sure that everybody knows I'm a Ghanaian. Grandpapa, that is what we need to work to. It's a psychological EB that we need to make sure that we break into it and we make sure that we are able to build a unified Ghana. Because this Ghana is the only Ghana that we have. Ono kote na yewo. Na yempe Ghana, obe look at one group to be more. Then Grandpapa, then you have to also be worried about the perception. Grandpapa, all your perceptions, he found no fever. Because all of a sudden, many times, say, when we acquire power, we think that we have to work with the person we are most comfortable with. A brother, a sister, a friend, from the same. It's not the case, Grandpapa.
That's if you are suffering, baby, Grandpapa, you work with people you're comfortable with.
Grandpapa, and Yama baby, where you will realize many people practice, but on the right thing. On the right thing. Because as a nation that we are now, and if you look at how we came about to be now, Grandpapa, our original founder did not have that too. It was made sure that this thing was spread and everybody felt their strength in the system. So there's a certain perception there, whether real or false, that citizens are beginning to see that successive governments and all of these things, these type of things, and it must be brought to a stop. Grandpapa, it must be brought to a stop. Because leadership is not just about who you are comfortable with. That is why we talk about meritocracy society. A society here for the best minds, those who are able to come and work with us to ensure that we move past a system whereby you work with only who you are comfortable with. Grandpa, if that was the case, if I'm holding a private sector job, I'll call my brother, I'll call my other people that I know that can do the job that are close to me to come and put it there. But then you know that you are creating a certain atmosphere. Or it can breed conflict of interest matters. And this conflict of interest matters, have a propensity to give a certain perception. Again, whether real or false, they say perception is as real as the facts themselves. It ossifies over a period of time. And we must work on the perception.
It's true and it's fantastic, bro. More in there, can.
Papa, or there you make sure that them issues here. You be making sure that you be putting it together, Grandpapa. Now you be making sure that you be doing your as one. Now you be there. Once somebody is a Ghanaian, or you will or you will be beer. That thinking, that way of living. Grandpapa, or then you make sure that you hold that thing so dear. And then we make sure that in the way that we govern, Grandpapa, you better govern in such a way that people will not perceive. And Grandpapa, I'm not saying this to a specific government. I'm saying that in this Fourth Republic, there has been that perception. There has been that perception. Grandpapa, until you make sure that you ever fight some of these negative perceptions. Now you ever make sure that you ever implement. You ever be better to acquire. Or make sure that the money own see, because he who feels it knows it. So obey what I drain and yet my ever can't and obey it. Or what that perception, obey my 1 or 2 or 3 examples we are ordering there. That is the way it is happening. But the banter now awkward on the Grandpapa is not a healthy banter. On your bibia or the ye sordo, yes, sordo. Now, or your bibia or the ye pam, ye fee, ya quam in the way, ye politics. Until the only way be ye if you're on there, the Ghanaian must be seen as a Ghanaian. We can have differences, but differences is no longer important when we look at meritocracy, regardless of where they come from. And it is very, very important because Ghana bakunima or there them negative or there the to home na ye fabibi fufura oboboy in this as your politics or develop or evolve you'll be making sure that you be do baby these things will no longer be part of us. into the Progressive People's Party,
right.
They launch here manifesto tonight. It will be evident because it will be the best people at the center of the manifesto, and how are able to move a nation in the way you are able to move into positive direction. Are you able to come along?
Now,
This FM 104.3. Good to meet